Boys and girls, ladies and gents, happy new year and welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike, back at you one more again, live on another Thursday night. It's the first Thursday of January, first Thursday of 2026. Happy to be back in the building, man. What's up? Appreciate everybody hanging in there with us, man. We had a little bit of technical difficulties before the show started, so we coming in about 10-15 minutes late. Hey, but we here, man. Welcome to the show, man. It's gonna be a real good conversation, man. Always enjoy kicking it with the homie Jeremy from Bots Exotic Reptiles, man. Always a great conversation. Hey, but before we get to the show, make sure you show my lovely wife Takara some love in the comments, man, holding us down, man. She always got our back, man. So make sure you show some love and don't stop there. Show the channel some love as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hook smash that notification bell so you can get notifications each and every time we drop a video here on the channel, man. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support, man. Some housekeeping, man. Make sure you find us. Make sure you're checking us out everywhere you can find us, man. You can find us on Morph Market. Actually got some auctions going on right now. Got some animals with some updated pictures as well, updated weights and stuff like that, man. Updated prices too, man. So definitely, man, hit me up if you're interested in something. Check us out on Instagram as well, both pages, the main page, Herp Collectors, as well as the Herp Collectors Network page. And then also, man, check us out on Facebook, man, Herp Collectors, and of course Clutch Conversations, as well as all those shows on the Herp Collectors Network, can be found on major podcasting platforms. So definitely check us out, man. And when you're checking us out on your favorite podcasting platform, please be sure to follow, rate, and review. It really helps us out, man. We appreciate the support. Speaking of support, man, make sure you support both USARK and USARK Florida. The link for both organizations is in the description below, man. So definitely check it out, man. If you don't have a membership, get your membership, drop a donation, man. Do whatever you can do to support both these organizations that's helping protect our rights as reptile keepers. Appreciate you. Definitely tap into with us, man. Double Clutch Patreon, man. Big family environment. Me and the homie Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles. Big shout out to the homie, man. Patreon organized around the podcast. Definitely tap in with us, man. We have a lot of fun, a lot of good information shared, big time family vibes. So definitely check us out. And then big shout out, man, to one of the sponsors, Phenome Precision Genetics, man. You know what they do. Partner with Shed Testing, partner with the homie Charlie, man. They got a big thing going on, and it's so much more to come in this shed testing space and what they're doing. So definitely, man, stay tuned. Go to www.shedtesting.com for now to get your shed tests. They just rolled out the Mandarin test. A lot of good tests, a lot of good things happening over there in that camp, man. So definitely make sure you check this out. Big shout out to the homie over there. Hey, we're gonna run these sponsor videos and then we'll be right back.
Join Canova's Patreon today and get access to hundreds of hours of exclusive educational content designed to help you run a successful ball python business. Get insider information on the latest genetics, hot new combos, and market trends, learning directly from the world's leading ball python designer. With 5 benefits packed tiers, you may be asking yourself, which tier do I join, Bit Mike? Well, if you're on the fence, I'd recommend the student tier. When I first joined the Patreon almost 4 years ago, this is the tier that I started on, and it's only gotten better since. So don't delay. Join the Canova Patreon today. Art comes in many forms. And on Miss Angels, it comes to life. In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with Wetter Morphs.
Big shout out to the sponsors. Big shout out. Me and the homie Justin from Armless Angels Ball Pythons. We just had some stuff hatched from a joint pairing that we did. Pretty straightforward, simple pairing. It was a fire, cypress, ivory, double head hypo clown paired to a black pastel inchy double head hypo clown. So everything was either black pastel or inchy. I think we hit at least one hypo clown. At first we thought we had a lot more, but I mean, fire can be a little tricky when the stuff come out the egg. But we definitely got a couple nice hypo combos. I think we hit all Gina. We got some dope stuff. I did post one of the snakes today. I think it's a fire, black pastel, yellow belly, clown, and of course we gotta get it shed tested. So we definitely gonna be sending some sheds to Phenome to check those out. Got a bunch of stuff I need to send in to get shed tested, man. I just had a DG clown pod clutch come out. Everything came out clown pod, obviously, because it was a double visual, but both parents were hit Desert Ghost. Didn't get one single visual Desert Ghost, so I was a little perturbed about that, but it's all good. Definitely gonna get those shed tests to see what's 100% head, what is not 100% head. When I send my shed testing in, I will definitely be sending it in to Phenome. Let's see who we got in the chat right now. We got Dwight, the pie man. What's good? Appreciate you coming out. He said, we say Takara. I know it's probably just a typo, giving you a hard time. What's good? We got the Sis Jen. What's good? Seven Kingdoms Dragons. What's good? We got the homie playing double duty. What's good? Appreciate you. We got the homie Jeff Ballhead Balls, Herp Collectors Network representative, Double Clutch Patreon representative. Appreciate you coming out. Happy New Year. We got the homie Troy. What's good? Balls and Strikes in the building. We got Dale in the building. What's good? Constricted Reptiles. Kyle, what's good? Lucas Landon Rolls. Appreciate you coming out. Hey, we're going to stop it right there. We're going to kick the intro, then we'll be right back with the show.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. This cool. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this?
Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts.
What's good, bro? Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Or no, I'm the one being welcome back. Thanks for having me back. How's everybody doing out there? Hey, I want to give a shout out real quick to my brother Dominic. He's in the chats, and his stepdaughter, girlfriend's daughter, Scarlett, is getting a snake from me.
Oh, word?
Snake. Yeah. So hang on, I got
her first snake.
Yes, it is. Hang on, I got to turn my volume up. I can barely hear you. There you are. All right.
Can you hear me
So
now?
yeah, I'll be happy because I said her name on air.
What's she getting?
She is getting a hypo. God, I think it's a Blackhead Huffman Mojave Enchi was in the pairing. So it's a hypo. It's hard to tell. I know it's Mojave. I know it's Enchi because it was from a super Enchi, but I think either Blackhead or Huffman's in there as well. It's a really
Okay.
pretty snake. I have more on my Morph Market page. I got, I think, 10 or 11 eggs from that clutch, and every one is hypo because it was hypo to hypo, and everything is Enchi because it was super Enchi. So on one
Nice.
side, but yeah, really pretty snakes.
Nice. Yeah. You might have heard me talking about that clutch we just had. So everything was like black pastel and Inchi, and everything was yellow belly too. Didn't hit as many hypos as I initially thought, but it's all good. It's some real nice stuff that came out of that clutch. A lot of diversity, man. Like those snakes look like totally different. Like some people were surprised there was even like the same clutch, or snakes all in the same clutch, just because of kind of the diversity. And then speaking of Huffman, man, Huffman is a really nice gene. I just had some stuff hit the ground from a clutch that's got Huffman in the mix. It was a vanilla Dark Knight het hypo paired to a chocolate leopard Huffman double het hypo clown girl. It was my most anticipated pairing the prior season, like the 2024 season. She didn't go for me, but she went for me this past year. And she gave me 11 eggs a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 11 good eggs, like nice size eggs too. And she still got some good weight on it and everything. I'm
Nice.
definitely stoked about that, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing what
Was she hypo, did you say?
She double hit hypo clown.
Okay. I've noticed like all my hypo stuff usually lays pretty good clutches. So one more shout out, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, man. It's your world, dog.
Takara, your wife?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to her for all the hard work she does, man.
Oh, yeah, she holds it down, man. Appreciate that.
Everybody in the chat, give her some love. She does a lot of work behind the scenes. All right, that's it.
That, man. So how things been going, man? It's been a minute since you've been on the show. It's way too long. How things been going?
Yeah, it's been it has been. It's been going good. You know, market's a little slow right now, but that's for everybody. But it's been pretty steady and still doing pretty good, you know. Yeah.
I don't think I've had you on the show since like, what was it? That was 2024 when y'all had like the stuff with the hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah. So was I on before or after that?
You were on before. I feel like you was on like that August before, because it was like state property Florida, like 2 or 3 or whatever number we was on at the time. You came on for that, and then like it was later that year, I think, when the hurricane came, if memory serves.
We're still dealing with stuff from that.
For real?
Yeah, and I'll be real quick. I think I talked about it before. So both of our vehicles got flooded out, so we had to get new vehicles. And you know, my truck, I loved it. It was pretty much almost paid off. So I went out and bought a brand new 2025. I want something reliable. I'm doing shows and stuff with live animals, so I want something reliable. So I was like, let me go ahead, and I bought a brand new vehicle, 2025. It had like 4 miles on it. Ended up being a lemon, and I'm still So
4 miles on it.
It had 4 miles. It was brand new, like a 2025,
and it was a lemon.
It was a lemon. Yeah, I drove it for a few months, and then all of a sudden, a spark plug broke off. And you know how the spark plug has the little thing that bends over? That tip part broke off into the block. So I had it in the shop, and they had it in there for like a month and a half. And then they did all this test after that, and they said, oh, they ended up getting a new plug and putting it in, and said it was all good, you know. And somebody else was telling me that works for the company, said that the whole motor might need to be replaced because the metal got into the block. But they did all this test and said it was fine. I'm like, all right, whatever. Meanwhile, during that whole process, you know, I talked to some people, and they said, you know, because your vehicle's been in, a lot of people think lemon law has to be attempted to be repaired 3 times. And then if they can't fix it in 3 times, then you can do the lemon. But if it's less than, I think, 10,000 miles and 12 months old, then and they have it in the shop for more than 30 days in Florida. Other states, I think 15 days, but in Florida it has to be in the shop for 30 days. And we had it in there for a month and a half. So I started the process of the lemon law. And then when they said they fixed it, I was like, all right, great. So the lawyer that I got said, well, there's other ways, instead of having them buy the vehicle back and paying me back my money, I can keep the vehicle, and then they give you like $3,000 or something for your problem. So I was like, well, let's do that. It had to be one or the other because I have to pay the lawyer now, and that's how they get paid. So we went with that, and then I don't know, a month after that, same thing happened again. This time they had to change the motor and all that. And at that point, I was like, look, I got to make sure I have something reliable. If I'm driving, doing shows with live animals, and we drive to Tinley or something and it breaks down and it's freezing temperatures, you can only imagine what could happen there. So,
yeah.
Anyway, long story long. I can't say short because it's already long. So we finally just recently had them sign over to do the buyback, and we're still waiting for the check from them, which is a lot less than what we put into it. Not to mention, I've also paid a whole year for insurance that that money's lost, and because I have a cabinet business, like new construction, I have to have commercial insurance, which is a lot more than, regular insurance. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But anyway, that's that. That's the negative stuff, I guess. But it's stuff is signed. We're just waiting on the check now and all that. So we're in a good spot, I guess, right now.
All the stuff like with the repairs of the house, like, is that coming along good?
Oh yeah, that's all been done. Yeah. Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah. I got painting in the snake house to do. I don't know if most people know, I think I have a separate building. That's my dog. It's a pool house, which is basically where all my snakes are. And then I have a separate room for where the boas are. Inside, this is my main house here. I have the Aki monitors and geckos and stuff in here. But, we got 3 species out in the snake house. The main one is the ball pythons, but we have Uromastic, ornate Uromastics, a whole room dedicated for them. And then we got the boas in another room. Every room has different species. We don't keep them together in the same room. So, but yeah, everything's good out there. I just need to do some more painting, but the racks cover up the walls. So I'm in no rush for that.
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Can't see them anyways.
I'm glad all that stuff's coming along well, at least, and hopefully the whole vehicles stuff gets situated sooner rather than later. That sounds like a pain for sure.
It's been, and like I said, we lost because I put a pretty good down payment on, and we're not even getting that back. Not to mention we paid a whole year basically on that vehicle. But at this point, I'm just ready to get that thing over with, get that passed, So
how's the breeding season shaping up for you?
I started pairing some stuff, but the last 2 years have been late for me. My seasons are late. I still got
what's late for you?
I still got a clutch in the incubator that's probably going to hatch in another 3 weeks, and I got 3 girls that just ovulated like a month ago or like 2 weeks ago or something like that. They haven't had their pre-shed yet, and that's all still from last year. So it's either really early, those girls, or really late from last year. I say late. But I did a lot of ultrasounding, and I maybe have 4 girls that are in their 20s, and the rest are like 10s or below. So
okay. So
I started pairing some stuff, just to kind of get some new girls kick-started, but I'll, probably won't go heavy, at least for like another month.
You sound like from a follicle perspective, like your situation sounds similar to mine. We did some ultrasounding like a week or so ago, and I got a lot of girls building, which is a good thing, obviously. I only got like 1 girl that's in the 20s. She had like 24, so she's my biggest girl. I got a good bit of girls that's like in the teens, like I guess in double-digit follicles. Let's say that. Let's call it that. So like between like 10 and 19, and then I got some that's kind of like in that 6 to 8 range. But the good thing is everybody's eating really, really well, and so I just kind of like feeding everybody good definitely trying to encourage them to build follicles, because I don't want another season like this previous season. This previous season for me, it was pretty crappy, to be honest. I think I had 14 or something like that clutches, 14 to 16. I don't remember the exact number. Maybe it was even 17. I don't remember the exact number, but I was
What were you shooting for?
I was shooting for a little bit more, like in the 20s, but
Okay.
most of my best stuff didn't go. And that was kind of like the gut punch for me. Like I had some good stuff go, and I was able to get some holdbacks, but like the stuff that I was just like, man, I can't wait to see eggs on the ground. Like that stuff didn't go for me. Like my top stuff didn't go. And so that was kind of like a pain and a setback, but it is what it is. Starting off good though. Like I said, that clutch from that chocolate leopard Huffman double hit hypo clown girl, I was really looking forward to that clutch. Hopefully I got some good odds in that clutch, and so it's a good start. And like I say, everybody building right now, everybody's eating really well, and so I'm hoping everything kind of make up for last year this year.
Yeah, it should. Yeah. Quick question. I don't know this. Maybe somebody else in the chat does. If you don't, is Huffman allelic with Enchi?
Yeah,
it is. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's in that complex.
All right.
Yep, I like that allelic stuff. I really do a lot.
My very first pairing was 9 years ago. God, think back as to how long it doesn't seem like it's that long, but it was an Enchi to a cinnamon. And back then they didn't, at least I didn't hear that it was an allelic. I don't think they figured that out till like after. But yeah, that was my very first pairing, was just a straight cinnamon to a straight Enchi, you know, my very first clutch. So
oh, nice.
Which ended up being an allelic combination.
That was what you said 9 years ago?
Yeah, I think 9 years ago. Yeah, it was 2016. It might have been 17 when we had that clutch.
Okay,
but 16 is like when I started like really getting more stuff. So yeah, it's been about 9 years.
Okay, so contextualize that for me, because like it's easy to sit here and view it through that pairing through like a 2026 lens, but that was like 9-10 years ago. So how, like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but like where was that pairing like ranking wise? Like was that like a really good pairing? Like you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Probably no, probably not 10 years ago. It wasn't like high end stuff. Like I said, I was just getting in. I didn't know much about a whole lot like what I know now. But it was very exciting for us. I mean, we sold all the stuff. You know, back then the stuff was easy to move, but no, it wasn't like, it was probably like $200, $300, maybe $400 snakes back then.
Okay.
You know,
I mean, that's way better than now.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. But you know, that I remember I remember like when we were waiting on eggs. It's funny, and I think my mother was here too, and I grabbed a chicken egg, and we had our collection inside the main house here in one of the bedrooms, and I put a chicken egg. My wife didn't see it, or my mother, and I stuck it inside, and I'm like, "Oh, Jeannie, we got eggs." What? We got eggs? She looked and she saw it. She's dancing around and singing, and like, "Oh, we got eggs." My mom's dancing and stuff, you know, and because it was her very first time ever doing that, you know, and then she got pissed because I said, "That's a chicken egg," you know, because she didn't know what the eggs look like. But yeah, that's a funny story, or it goes way back. But
yeah, so they'll say intermediate, not a bad parent, and $300 or $400 back then is different than $300 or $400 now. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll take $300. I'll sell a $300, $400 snake and be happy all day long, you know. So, but yeah, it was different back then.
So that's actually a good segue into one of the things I wanted to talk about. So Ozzy sent out his like state of the market email today, right? And so he was talking about a bunch of different things in the email, and so he was kind of giving a rundown of where we're at. And so obviously, like, you've heard a lot of this stuff in terms of like kind of the reasons why the market kind of had a correction and whatnot, and you know about the COVID boom and all that kind of stuff, and then inflation, but two of the things he pointed out were kind of like new, right? And it's funny that he said this because we was having like a similar discussion in one of our chat groups the other day, but two of the new things that he pointed out that has had an impact on the market were shed testing.
Yep,
And
I
let's just
agree.
start with shed testing. You agree with that? So what's your thoughts on that?
With the shed testing, yeah, I think it has. I mean, I think it's a domino effect with the whole COVID and a bunch of people getting in and getting back to work, and they're realizing, it's not a quick money thing. Like a lot of these people from back in COVID were seeing videos and stuff and thinking that. But shed testing, also, I mean, it's pretty, to me and you, it's probably common sense, but if you're making stuff and you got a bunch of, like, you're keeping all the females because they're pos hets for something, you're going to keep a pretty good majority of them. Like me, I always thought a small project would be a 2.5, and if they're pos hets, maybe even more of the females. But now that you can get shed testing, say you get 9 females in a clutch, you shed test and you figure out which ones are the hets that you're wanting to keep. You don't have to keep all those other ones. So those are all being put out in the market. Say you get, say average what, 7 egg clutches. So you get 4 females and you're wanting to keep all of them back because they're pos hets or pos double hets or something like that. Now you don't have to keep all 4 back because you can get them shed tested. And then only if 2 of them are good, for that, then the other 2 will be sold off. And you got 10 clutches like that, that adds up. So that just puts a lot more stuff out in the market. If that makes any sense. I mean, did I explain that?
Yeah, that
you
makes
can
perfect
understand it. It's kind of,
yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like it helps so much, like just with the whole logistics of it, just by virtue of not having to hold all those possible hits back. You can test the shed, you can figure out what has it, what doesn't have it, and then you can make your breeding decisions and your holdback decisions accordingly. Another one of the things that he pointed out in terms of the shed testing was kind of the market dynamics, right? And what I'm talking about is like,
I can read your mind. You're going to say you don't have to go out and invest in crazy money on like double visuals and stuff like that, because you can buy just a pair of hets and shed test the babies. Is that what you're about to say? Something
well,
like
that part,
So it's
that,
bringing the
that
price
part
down?
too, that part, yeah, that's pretty spot on. But
Yeah.
not only that piece, but the recessive versus incomplete dominant, basically saying that if a shed test for recessive exists, now that recessive is essentially an incomplete dominant, right? Because, and I'm gonna use Will from RCR. I'm gonna use his words with basically like a $30 paywall. What are your thoughts on that?
Say it again. The $30 what?
So essentially, one of the things that kind of separated like the incomplete dominance and the recessives in terms of holding the value was like, since a recessive, you had to breed like the heads and whatnot, they held their value. And so if you bred like let's say you bred like a head clown to a norm, I'm just saying something for ease of discussion, right?
Right.
Well, statistically speaking, 50% of those going to be head clown, 50% of them are not going to be head clown, but you didn't know because you can't see it. Well, now that you can shed test, you can figure out which one of those babies are head clown. And so now the recessive is essentially behaving in the same way as incomplete dominant in terms of like you knowing for sure that this animal is carrying this specific gene. And so from a market perspective, or a level playing field perspective, or holding the value perspective, now the recessives are essentially behaving like incomplete dominant because you can go out there and test for that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I almost feel like in the future down the road when it's actually going to be harder to make some of these incomplete dominant combos than recessives in the future, because you get triple visual to triple visual, every single one is going to be triple visual. But if you have something like just keep it simple, like a Batman, you can't do 2 spot nose together. You know what I mean? So you can't have like a super spot nose and guarantee everything's going to be Batman's. You got to hopefully hit on a spot nose on certain combinations. You can't make supers on all incomplete dominance, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. When you can have supers or homozygous in recessives. So like at one point, God, 20 years from now, you might have like, I don't know what is 8? Like you got quadtuplets and whatever 8 is. I mean, you can have like 8
Optimism.
recessives in one
Optimism.
animal and 8 recessives in the female, and you breed them, you're going to have a whole clutch full of those 8 recessives. But you can't do that down the road in the future with incomplete dominance. Cypress, you can't do super cypress. Bringing back the old gene spider, you can't do that with spider. You know what I mean? You can't make supers on all the incomplete dominants where you can guarantee them to be transferred over to all the babies. You got it almost like a Pompeii, because Pompeii is spot nose in there, correct? You can't. Yeah, you can't. You can put 2 Pompeis together. It doesn't mean you're going to hit all Pompeis. You know what I mean? Or you can.
Right.
You could put like
You might hit
a
some
super of
Powerball.
everything in a Pompeii, but you can't have a super spot nose in a Pompeii. That it just won't. It's lethal. So, eventually, I feel like the incomplete dominants will have maybe some more value than the recessives will.
Yeah, and that's what
Unless it's a new recessive. It's something that's new that's came out, or that's also the same. Like I believe, like if a new recessive pops out, that's going to hold value longer than a new incomplete dominant because it's faster to make an incomplete dominant gene. So let's keep it simple, like a banana. You breed a banana to a normal, you're already going to get bananas in the very first clutch. You know what I mean? If you if you breed a clown to a normal, well, let's say tornado. That's a new gene, new recessive. You breed a tornado to a normal, you're not going to get tornadoes yet. You gotta get tornado on both ends and then hope you hit. But once you get like say a tornado, you breed them together, you're going to get a whole clutch full of tornadoes. So if it's a new recessive that's out there, something that not everybody has or newer, then the recessive is going to hold the value in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Ozzy was saying too. As far as like the value, like comparing the value of the incomplete dominance and the recessives, he feels like that it's gonna like kind of come closer. And in some cases, like you were saying earlier, the incomplete dominance might be valued more because oftentimes they look better, right? And so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, to see if like that really kind of comes into play, which I think it will. It kind of almost has to, in my opinion. And he was saying that that's going to be like another part of the quote unquote market correction before like we really see like true stabilization.
Yeah. And it also goes off of like what's available and what's not too. You know what I mean? So you get a new incomplete dominant, like say Bambino, that's way up there in price right now. There's not everybody has that. Eventually that will come down just like any other gene, so.
What are your thoughts on like kind of all the Granity genes out there right now? Because you got like Bambino, you got Malice, you got what else you got? Cosmos.
You got a lot of them. I feel like if here's my thoughts, and maybe some people won't like, but I feel like if I don't even know how many Granite genes, let's say probably 20, 30 of them out there. But I believe if you shed tested them all, it would probably group it down to maybe 5.
Think so?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I think, because there's so many that look close to others, and there's higher quality of ones. You could put 2 of the same. You could put one Granite gene next to another Granite gene, 2 different genes. I'm not going to name any of the genes or whatever, but you can have a high quality one and a low quality one of each. And one will look better than the other, but. I feel like if there was 30 of them, you put them all together and have them shed tested, I feel like you probably end up with like 5, if that. That's my thoughts anyway. Uh-oh, did you freeze? Yep, he froze, or did I freeze? Who froze? Somebody in the comments say something. All right. Nobody's saying anything. It must have been me that froze. Oh, no, Mike did. Mike, you
Yeah,
froze.
that was me. I'm good now, I think.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like on my side, I just saw like black screens with like the little circle thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Was I
I wasn't sure if it
frozen?
was me or not. I was moving and you were frozen, but I don't know how the rest of everybody else sees it. So
Yeah, it had to be me because on my side of the screen, I didn't see anything.
yeah, I was going to show
frozen?
some new stuff. I just hatched some brand new triple visual tornado stuff, but now you're back, so I'm not going to show that right now.
Damn.
Just kidding. I wish I had that.
So was I frozen like with a stupid look on my face? Because that's usually how it works.
I don't know. You always have a stupid look on your face.
No,
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Touche.
No, you're good, man.
But yeah, I don't know if it froze like in the middle of what I was saying, but a lot of that granite stuff catches my eye. Definitely.
A lot of it's really nice stuff. But I just feel like if you put a bunch together that if you had it all shed tested, then I think that is gonna, if there's 30, there's probably gonna be like 5 or 10. And I feel like that's with a lot of other stuff too, though, not just the granite genes. I mean, how many yellow bellies are there that shed test different, but
Black pastels, there's a lot of those that shed test different. I just saw a video from Pro Herper today. It's like this new gene called Vanta, I think is what he called it. It looks
with
a lot
V,
like
Vanta?
Yeah, like with a V. It looks a lot like zebra.
Okay.
But he said he tested it, and so it's not zebra, it's something totally different, but it's just a lot of stuff that look like very similar. He working it like instead of like working it with like the brighter genes, like your inches and all that kind of good stuff, pastel, whatnot. He's working it like with the darker stuff, like GHI, stuff like that. I do think he has some inchy in it because like a couple of the examples he showed has inchy, but he pushing it towards the darker side.
Okay. And who is this?
Pro Herper. So you know the shed testing dude overseas?
No, I don't.
The one who basically came up with the hurricane test and proved that hurricane trick proved that was the same thing.
Okay. No, I didn't know that was done over the seas. I thought that was done here where they proved that to be the same, no?
I think it was him that came out with the video first, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, somebody jump in the comments and say you wrong as hell, Mike. But I think it was that guy. He dropped.
You're probably right.
And he worked with what's his name? Getting out now, Hans. He worked with him to get some sheds and stuff like that, and figured out that it's the same thing.
Okay. What's the other thing that they're saying is in the hurricane now? What are they calling that other? It's another gene that tags along with it now. There.
Yeah, it's I forget what they call it. Somebody will drop it in the chat. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah.
If Jared from Gym Exotics was in the chat, he'll drop it real quick, but I don't think he's in here right now. But yeah, I'm gonna take a sponsor break real quick, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna chat about this past Daytona and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Bad.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Passion. Some are born with it, others chase it their whole lives. At MCBR, animals aren't just a business, they're our legacy. Driven by obsession, defined by quality. At MCBR, the passion drives us, the quality defines us. Our motto is simple: live your dream. For years, he worked in silence, shaping projects few could even imagine. A figure once hidden is now stepping into the light. The vault is opened, the path is revealed. At the center of it all, Barry Swope, a elusive propagations. From the shadows to the spotlight, the vision is undeniable. Hypo Puzzle King!
Big shout out to the sponsors. Appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. Check them out, man. So this past Daytona, you sold a $35,000 snake. So talk about that a little bit. Talk about what it was and kind of how that whole transaction went down.
All right, so it was a snake I actually brought just to show off, like a not for sale snake. But yeah, it was a monsoon. It was a het monsoon tornado. So it was a female visual tornado het monsoon. And John Towers from Jersey Guy Balls, he came over to my house. Was it a week prior? He's got family that lives over here in St. Pete, about a half hour away from me. His daughter does, and he stopped by and he looked at my collection, and he's been interested in the tornado. And I showed him, the pairings and all the stuff that I have in there, and then I ended up bringing it to the show, and he came by a few times, and a few other people were checking it out. And I'm like, it's not for sale. It's like, well, what would you have to have for it? So, well, if I sold it, I would have to have this for it, And then, he's like, well, I want it. Put my name on it. So I did. And I don't know if I'll ever sell a snake that much again. That's crazy, I mean, I've heard stories about people selling things like that, but it definitely helped too, because I was having issue at the time when I probably, I don't know, I'm saying that I probably wouldn't have sold it if I didn't have the vehicle issues, but 35,000 is a lot of money. I'm not rich by any means, you know what I mean? So, but it definitely helped me out because I had to get another vehicle because earlier when I was talking, I didn't have that vehicle, and they were like, when I had to take it back again, they weren't giving me a loaner. Like I have to have a loaner with a trailer hitch and stuff for my day job. I pull a small trailer. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have anything. So it's at the point where I had to go rent something. So having that, when I made that sale, most of that went for a down payment on a new vehicle. So it definitely helped out. But yeah, that's what it was. So so John Towers, Jersey Guy Balls, they are in the tornado project. So
nice. So what was going through your head? And start there.
Well, I don't know, man. It's like 5-year-old Christmas morning, I guess. I mean, when he's like, at first he was like, let me give you a deposit, and I'll pick it up from Tinley, which was, I don't know, what is that, 2 months after Daytona or something like that? The Tinley, yeah. And I was like, all right, that's fine, And then I think it was Sunday he came by and he's like, I'm gonna get it now, and he threw the car down. I'm like. And it was weird because after I sold, I told you, earlier before we went live, it's like, I think 15 minutes after that happened, he said, write my name on it, and Blake Bishop took a picture of it and he posted it on his Instagram. So like 15 minutes later, I go across to the other room at Daytona, to go talk to a friend of mine. And as I'm walking over there, I probably had like 20 different people. A lot of them I don't even know, coming up and congratulating me. It's like, they're like, congratulations on the sale. And then, it was Richard Dalbano, who I went to go talk to. I was like, man, this is weird. It's like, I got all these people coming up to me and congratulating me on the sale. And I don't even know him. And he goes, dude, selling a $35,000 snake, in this market right now, that's big news. And even if it wasn't a bad market, that kind of news gets around in the show. I was like, I guess so. It was just weird. It was something I'm not used to, so it was definitely cool. So I'm very humble about, the whole tornado. It just popped up in my collection, just from me doing line breeding, trying to make my own double hets and stuff. And I just got lucky enough where I kept a male back that was just double het and bred it to a female. And that's when that popped up, the chances of me. So technically the babies, excuse me, talk too much, I get a little. But technically all the babies from the original clutch would have been in 50% het tornadoes. And I just happened to keep one of the males back because I knew they were a double het. So the very first clutch, they were double het Desert Ghost Pieds. And then just for me to, by chance, picking the one male and putting it to the one female and then hitting a tornado. The very first one I made is a pastel tornado. And that's on my Instagram. If anyone, you probably have to scroll down a little bit to see that.
I remember.
And yeah, and when I first hit that, I didn't know what it was. It was like, yeah, this is weird. I didn't even know what. I mean, I've heard tornado, but I never really looked into it because I knew it was out of my reach. And I brought it to a show, and a few people looked at it and like, oh man, that's crazy. And actually, say his name again, Blake Bishop, is the one that came up to me because they were actually in the market and doing a bunch of research for the tornado. He's the one who was like, man, you might want to look into that. I think that might be a pastel tornado. It's fresh in his mind because he was looking at the gene and studying it and all that stuff. And then he said that, and then I started like looking into the tornado stuff and seeing the pattern. And then what was it? A few months later, I ended up getting another one from a whole nother different pairing. It was the same grandmother that I used,
Mhm.
which was a pied, but I was trying to make double hets. This one I was making hypo double or so years ago I bought a snake from Brittany Gobble. It was a double het pos triple het. So it was a lavender monsoon. It was double het lavender monsoon pos het pied. So I put it the very first pairing I put it to a pied just to prove to see if that had pied, which it didn't. But now the babies I had were all pos triple hets. And I kept the ones back that looked like they were monsoons and, eventually had those tested and all that stuff. And then those babies from there, I again got lucky enough where I kept one of the males to breed back to make monsoon pieds. And again, I got so lucky that I kept one back that ended up being 50% tornado as well. And that one was the one that it wasn't pastel. So it looked like the exact tornadoes that overseas were making.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that confirmed that that's what it was. And then I made the third one with the monsoon. No, the second one was in the Desert Ghost. I'm sorry. I'm screwing everybody up. You're probably confusing everybody.
You messed up the whole story.
I did, yeah. So the second one was also in the Desert Ghost, but it was from a different female from the same clutch or whatever. I explained this before. Anyways, so I ended up just getting super lucky, and it just popped in my collection.
Hell yeah.
We'll leave it there. I know I confused everybody up because I screwed myself up explaining it.
I think bottom line up front, you end up getting super lucky. It popped up in your collection,
Yeah.
and you was able to work it. So yeah,
The bottom line up front, I'll just say it real quick. So the original great grandmother was a pied that had the tornado in it. So I put a Desert Ghost to it to make double hets, and then it kept all the females, and two of those females gave me tornadoes, one being a pastel and the other one being just a normal looking tornado without, 100% het Desert Ghost. And then the third one is when I put the monsoon stuff to that same original great grandmother pied, and it carried the tornado gene over there. So that makes any sense.
That makes sense. And,
right. I hope that helped a little bit better. I'm sorry I screwed that up. Anyway, so a third pairing that I did, which the girls are going to be breeding this season. We were talking about Huffman earlier.
Uh-huh.
So I also, before I knew that female had tornado or anything, I wanted to make my own double het hypo pieds. So I bought a blackhead Huffman Mojave hypo and I bred it to that female pied. And I kept the three girls back on there. And all three girls, two of them are blackhead Huffman Mojave, double het hypo pieds, 50% het tornado. So out of those three, I'm hoping one of those, and that's what I'm doing pairings with this year with a visual male tornado. So I could possibly get, if I get lucky enough and one of those girls ends up being 100% het tornado, I could possibly get the Huffman Mojave and blackhead into that as well. But fingers crossed. So
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, for confusing everybody on all that.
No, you got it, and you was able to redeem yourself. And we was talking about Jared from Jim Exotics earlier.
Yeah,
when
I
we
see he's in here. Yeah.
Yeah, he was able to run it down too in writing for you. So we got.
Oh yeah,
we got-
I just see he just said yeah. So I also hit. I don't know if it's monsoon, but everybody that looks at it, or I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's tornado, but I did hit a monsoon and I posted it, and then I had a few people that work monsoon projects, and they're like, "Dude, that looks different," and they think it's actually a double visual tornado monsoon.
oh really?
So I also
Yeah,
hit
that post-
another. What's that?
You got that posted?
Yeah, it's posted. I have it posted to another monsoon that I hit that doesn't look the same. And that was my first monsoon I ever hit. So I only made three monsoons now. I made a pied monsoon, which is also 50% head tornado. Or no, actually it would be 66%. And then the monsoon that Jared was just talking about, a lot of people think that that's actually tornado, but there's no test for tornado, so I don't know. It's a female and I'm keeping it, but it could be a double visual. And then if you look, it's probably a little bit lower on my Instagram, but I'll have both the monsoons put together and you can compare and look and see how one looks a little different than the other. So
Gotcha. Is anybody working on the tests for tornado?
Well, we sent some in. I know Justin with Canova sent some in. I sent some in. I'm not sure if other people did, but from what I understand, it's going to be a while because you have to have several visuals to even create that test, and it costs so much money to do it. And
it costs a lot to do.
Yeah, that and
$10,000.
right, and for them, their return on that test is probably not going to be that good because there's not a ton of
There's
people.
not a lot of people working.
Yeah. So eventually it'd be good for them, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Even if they did, if the return was good for them and all that, they just don't have enough sheds to even do the test right now. Like they need probably, I don't know if Charlie's in here or not, but I'm sure they probably need several visuals, from different bloodlines too.
Yeah.
Not from the same clutch. They probably want it from different clutches and stuff like that. So,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And then to be able to be in a position to make like such a huge sale, like I know that's game changing. So you did pretty good at that show outside of that too, right?
Oh yeah. So there's another person that bought the original male. It was a pastel Desert Ghost double het pied tornado, and I sold that for 14. So yeah, and then between the other sales that I made, it was probably like a $52,000 week.
Was that your best show?
It was definitely my best show. Yeah, it was my best month. It was probably my best year. So yeah, for sure it was. It's going to be hard to get that again. I don't know. I actually have a waiting list for like het tornadoes and stuff. So I got I got 8 people on the list for that now.
Yeah, so you said that was your best show, best month, best year, best all of that. Yeah, so I definitely I don't know like all your financial stuff, but I know for me that would be my best everything. But obviously that's not the norm in terms of like selling like a $35,000 snake. So in today's market, right? And so that's like kind of the conversation that I wanted to have a little bit in terms of like just really kind of orient people for where we are, right? With like more of a clear-eyed look at like today's ball python market, like from a seller's perspective. So like how are you seeing things right now, and kind of like what are some things you've done differently? Obviously the market's not like, I don't see the market like going down right now. Like I feel like it's stabilizing. We're in a better spot, different than what we were like a few years ago, but a lot of that was like inflated and kind of like all this kind of stuff. So but we are where we are now. So kind of how are you operating in the current market? Are you operating any differently than you were before? Or are you kind of doing the same thing? I know you rebranded, you got the new logo or kind of all that good stuff. Talk about what you're doing right now.
That's the new logo there.
I really want people to kind of walk away with like some actionable steps and kind of like some takeaways in terms of like how they should be looking at it from a business perspective.
I'm pretty much mainly doing the same thing that I've always been doing. I haven't really changed much. If anything, I probably doing less and not on purpose. Like I just listed, I probably, as of 2 days ago, I probably only had 25% of my animals listed like on Morph Market and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just listed a bunch more on there and I still got I probably got 70% of my available on there now. I'm just not going crazy and pairing a bunch of stuff because the market is a little slower right now as far as, your average stuff of course, the tornado stuff. I'm going to keep going with that, but, yeah, it's a lot of one of the things, and it's not because of the market, it's just because of where I am. But like I was saying, I made a lot of my double hets and all that stuff myself, but I'm trying to push away from doing that and working on like double, visuals and stuff like, I'm trying to get away from making pos hets and things like that. But as far as production and all that, I'm pretty much the same. I haven't like changed a whole lot. I'm doing more shows. I'm starting to do more shows. Actually, I just picked up Reptile Nation in Florida.
Which one?
There's two of
West
them
Palm
now.
Beach?
There's one in Tampa that they're just doing that. That's actually January 24th and 25th. So you guys go check that out.
Okay, I didn't know they were having one. It's in Tampa, January 24th.
Yeah, I think it's the very first Tampa. Yeah, that's the very first Tampa one.
Okay.
And then the West Palm, because I'm doing Tampa, I think they gave me tables at West Palm, but there's like a waiting list for there, from what I understand.
In West Palm?
That's the Valentine's Day weekend. I wrote that down to make sure I get the date right. Hang on just a second. I'll let my dogs in real quick. They're right here.
Okay, bet.
Come on, boss. Jasmine, come on. Hey,
Yeah,
silent air. Keep it talking, man. No silent air. No dead air, man. Keep going. Hang on. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, I agree with Dale. Like the market, in terms of what he's saying about the market and the market being decent right now. I feel like we were kind of in a space where like stuff was just crazy and like prices was just all over the place. But I do feel like a lot of that stuff is stabilizing like quite a bit. And it's some really cool animals, really cool stuff being made right now. So that's dope. But yeah, I didn't know about the Tampa one.
Yeah, it's brand new. They just started it. And one thing I noticed is like I've been doing the Repticons or all the Orlando and Tampa Repticons. That's the only other Florida shows I do besides Daytona. But Reptile Nation, just in I'm in St. Pete, which is probably half hour, 40 minutes away from where the venue is.
Okay.
And I've been seeing signs everywhere. My wife's a teacher. She had one of her other teacher friends ask if we were doing that show. And we're like, oh, we didn't even, that's how I think we found out they were even in Tampa, is because he saw signs. And I've been seeing them all over. I've never seen signs driving around seeing Repticon signs, but I've always heard Reptile Nation, they do really good advertising. Their tables are a little more money, but I'm okay with paying that if they're bringing in, quality people, customers or whatever. So that's one other thing I'm doing to answer your question from earlier is I plan on starting to do more shows, so. That's
any other new shows in your sites?
What's that?
Any other new shows?
I wouldn't mind doing Bob's, but I believe that one of his shows falls on the same as Reptile Nation or close to it or something. And like there's a waiting list for there too.
Yeah, the one that's on January 31st, and it's so January 31st, February 1st. That's the week after. The Tampa one. Hang on a sec. And then 2 weeks before your Valentine's weekend show.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm not used to. I mean, I know a lot of these other guys will do 2-3 shows in a row. I haven't done 2 shows in a row yet, so we got that coming up. So that'll be kind of interesting. I have to get some tips from them. on feeding and stuff. Like after the one show, I have to give them like all the stuff I'm bringing to the next weekend, small meals so they can digest it and all that before the next show. So, but yeah, that's one of the things. But yeah, the market is kind of like Dale said, the market is picking up a little bit. The prices are lower though, but that's just the way things are. I think like the shed testing and the COVID breeders and all that kind of brought prices down, which is a good time for people to get in right now.
It's a great time for people to get in right now.
Like the best.
Like I wish I was building my collection now at these prices versus like what I built it at.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yep. 100%.
I even know some people that's I ain't gonna say no names because I'm not sure if they're ready for me to say it, but I know somebody who was doing pretty good, like working some really high-end stuff before he got out. He got out like a year or two ago, probably about 2 years ago, closer to that. He's getting back in now. And right now
really?
it's time to get back in because prices been where they are. And like you can get some really nice stuff.
So he played the market like he's sold high and he's buying low.
I don't know if he sold super high. I don't know. I can't speak to it. He got out, like I said, about 2 years ago. So that would have been what 2023. So it was after the downturn because the downturn happened like what mid 22, something like that. Yeah. So I don't know what he got to get out. But I know he's getting back in now. So that's dope. That's encouraging.
Yeah. Well, good. Somebody else to buy some stuff from us.
Right. I'm send it your way.
Yeah.
You'll get it. We're gonna get into the tornado project. What first podcast is Dale talking about? When is our first podcast?
When is our ours? Oh yeah. Good for bringing that up. So yeah, I was on Reptiles Unplugged. I announced that we're doing it's actually me, Dale Richard, not Richardson. I messed up the last time I said Richardson, but yeah, Dale Constricted Reptiles. Justin with Morph Jungle.
Okay.
Steve Casino with Steve's Morphs.
Okay.
And Miguel with fucking what the hell is his last name? McTuish. I don't know, man. His last name is yeah. Anyway, so us five are going to do we're starting a podcast. It's just going to be like once a month. And I come up with it because it's like, I'll talk to breeders. Like I do new construction cabinets, like install cabinets. And most of my jobs are like 45 minutes to an hour away. And usually on my way home, I'm talking to somebody on the phone and it's usually about snakes, and there's several times like, man, we should be recording this because some of this stuff would be something that other people probably wouldn't mind listening to, just like pairing ideas and just market it, just things like that. So we're all five of us are like on a text group chat and it's like, hey man, what do you guys think about doing a podcast? And we were going to do it last month was our first one supposedly, but it ended up being Black Friday because I was thinking, do one on a Friday and then couple people are like, yeah, that's probably not a good one to do because everybody would be out shopping, things like that or whatever. So yeah, I don't have the answer for that, Dale. I got to get with everybody and see what works out for everybody. I know this month is January's different shows going on. So, excuse me, we just got to figure out a day. Probably not going to be.
It's going to be like a live podcast.
Oh yeah, it's going to be live. Yeah, it's going to be live. It's going to be us five. At least the first time, I'd like to have all five of us on there. I'm sure there's going to be times where not all of us will make it, but hopefully we all can. Every once in a while, maybe we'll throw a guest on or something like that, and we'll see how it works out.
For it yet?
Nothing really locked in. At first, it was like somebody said Five Guys.
I was gonna say Five Guys.
Five Guys, yeah, I was thinking that too.
Five Guys, one cup.
Yeah, no. But got to be a big cup. Some Taco Bell right before too. Hey, is this going to be another one of your? Put this on the end of the
right.
The end of the video. You're laughing. No, anyway.
Right, we set it up for a clip.
Yeah, we haven't really like locked it in. Really, we had a couple names that we kind of kicked around, but 5 guys and 1 snake. Yeah, it'd be more like 5 guys and 5 snakes. But you don't want that to. What is it?
White guy.
What, Ghostbusters don't. What is it? Where they don't the laser beams? You don't want them to twist up or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't have to talk to everybody maybe in the next couple days and figure out. It'll be sometime this month though. But I'm not like we're not like trying to get like a bunch of I mean, hey, people want to sponsor us and give us stuff, great, but it's going to be probably cussing and all that, so I think you won't get monetized if you do that. I don't know too much about all that stuff. As a matter of fact, I wanted to get with you about doing an opening video or leading me in a direction to do something like that, because I know you do the AI songs and all that stuff, so we need something like that to work out.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, just hit me up. You got my number. You got.
I don't have your phone number. No,
you got my number.
No, text it. Well,
yeah, I'll text it to you.
Do you have my number?
It's 281-330-8004.
You got to tell me that now. Just text it to me when you get a chance. You got my number, right?
If I don't, we'll just message each other.
All right, yeah, I'll get it from you. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. I love to talk about that.
But yeah,
that'd be dope. That'll be real dope.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We all kind of chipped in and paid for the 1 year of the StreamYard, and if it ends up being where we all continue doing it and stuff, we'll just keep it going. So, and maybe it'll be twice a month. Right now, we're just shooting for once a month. If it turns into twice a month, and if it gets better, maybe we'll do more. But it's also all of us do shows, we vend shows, and some of us do different shows than others. So it's also a timing thing. So I know people say you got to be very consistent when you're doing YouTube, so we're probably not going to be super consistent. Like I know somebody said you got to do one every week. I just don't see that happening. It's just timing and everything else that we got going on, so. But we'll play it by ear. If it works out, great. If not, I mean, it's something for us more than anything. All of us get together and just kind of chat and talk breeding and pairing and snakes and whatever else. So we pretty much do it anyway, so might as well do it live.
Yeah, that should be dope. That should be real dope. Have you not been to SEER, to Southeast Reptile?
I haven't. No, not yet. Yeah. I'd like to go there just to check it out.
Yeah,
I asked Bob about getting on I guess there's a waiting list, and they're not taking like ball python breeders, but I am not just a ball python breeder. I mean,
you got all
everybody knows we do rhino iguanas, we do pied pectinatas, we do boas, Ackie monitors, ornate uromastics, red eye skinks. We just had another baby from one of them.
How is all that stuff going, breeding wise?
Well, because of the storms last year, redfoot tortoises. So, we lost an incubator, fell over that had tortoise eggs and rhino eggs. So we lost all those. But this year we had rhinos. We had 34 eggs that hatched this season, but all those got sold already. Somebody went and picked them all up. They just wanted wholesale to sell to pet shops and stuff. So they gave me a number, and I was like, all right, take them all in one shot, and they did. So, but the ornate uromastics, we had some issues with that. We got to figure out that, we had a couple girls that were gravid, but things didn't work out so well for them. So we got to make some adjustments with that, see what's going on. Tortoises.
Do you find like that those other species are more challenging to breed than the ball pythons?
Ball pythons are easy. You can do that with your eyes closed. All the guys 20, 30 years ago, they did all the hard work for us and figured it all out. Back then, 30 years ago, I wasn't doing this, but you've heard the stories. If you guys listen to the podcast and heard them guys talking, back then it was hard. They didn't know how to, there's a lot of figuring out, but now that they got it figured out, just like green trees, I've always heard that that's hard, come back in 10 years from now, it'll be probably simple, just like ball pythons are, because they'll learn more stuff throughout the years and figure things out. But yes, to answer your question, it is the Ackie monitors. We're getting clutches, but she wasn't laying in the egg box. She was like spreading them all over the ground. And when I was at Tinley a couple years, 2 years ago, I was talking to Mike with
Mike's monitors.
yeah, Mike's monitors, and I asked him, I'm like, hey, what am I doing wrong? You know, and he basically said the egg box, you got to have a heat panel on the side with a thermostat and set it at like 85, because they like to dig down and find that perfect temperature. And why they were laying the eggs everywhere else is because she couldn't find the right temperature, so she had to just disperse the eggs wherever. We did get a couple 3 years
So
ago.
she doing it to like play like a numbers game, like she didn't know exactly where to put them, so she just put some like kind of here, kind of there, hoping.
Yeah,
like,
she didn't know where to. She couldn't find the right temperature to lay them, and you know she had to put them somewhere. So she just kind of spit them all over the cage. And then we have the heat lamps on there, and we found some a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think it was. And the only reason we found them is because the male was still in with the female, and Jeannie seen the male eating one of the eggs. And then she removed the male, and then we were able to grab the rest of the eggs. But then last year we found eggs scattered again, and we didn't know about the heat panel. But the thing is, by the time we get, you know, with the heat lamps and everything in there, they dry the eggs out so fast. So if you don't get them right away, then they're dried out and no good. So now we have the heat panel on. I actually got them paired right now. And we did have a clutch. God, I don't know. 4 months ago, 5 months ago, they hatched, but it was, I think, like 10 eggs we found, but most of them went bad, and only 2 hatched, but only 1 made it. So that one's doing pretty well right now. But I think we have all the stuff ironed out for us, and just talking to other people. So I think we should be, fingers crossed, good on Ackie monitors. So we'll see.
Nice.
But yeah, it is more challenging than a ball pythons for us. Other people will be probably like, oh man, they're easy. You know, you just got to do it the right way. But we weren't doing it the right way. So, but now we are. So we'll see. Tortoises, all you got to do is dig up the eggs, you know, put them in the incubator, and they're good. Geckos, my wife does all that. So she's doing pretty well with those. And they seem to be pretty easy. You just, like a ball python, you just put them in, take them out, and find eggs, incubate them. Boas, I've only had 1 litter so far. And this year, I did have 1 girl ovulate. She actually, I think she's just had her pre-shed. And another boa that I only paired 2 boas this year. And the other one's bowl wrapping now. I checked on her yesterday, so she's probably going to be giving me a litter too as well. So
I don't think I knew you did boas.
Yeah, I've had my first litter in 2024. My first time.
So it's relatively new.
Very new at it, yeah. And they're pretty easy. All I do is I put the male in with the female and just leave them in there. You don't, like a ball python, you take the male out after, you know, they lock after like 2-3 days or whatever. You take them out, separate them and all that. The boas, I just keep them in there and leave them in there, and they'll be in there for weeks. And then I'll pull the male out, feed them, give them a week or whatever to digest, and throw the male back in, just leave them in there again. And there's probably different ways to do it, but that's my mentor kind of told me to do it that way, and I've been so far pretty lucky and pretty good with it. So
yeah, I agree with Dale 1,000%. There's no boa podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you think about it. Yeah, there is none. So I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm still very green on the boas. You know, I'm still learning stuff. Dale's the one that actually taught me how to sex them. Yeah, because I was like, I had no clue, and he's like, "Oh, you know, just try it." So he did it, and I said, "Well, let me try it and see if it's the same as what you got." And yeah, worked out. So now I could do that. I actually think I could do that better than ball pythons. Well, at least the adult ball pythons, man. For me, it's still. I mean, I know Billy Mutation Creation did a video once where he was showing him doing it with one hand.
With one
like an
hand,
adult.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, I can't. I wish I knew how he was doing it. I need hands on with that. So
Yeah, it's harder for me to sex the adults. Way harder.
yeah.
I try to sex as many times as I can. I probably like I'll sex it like early on, like when they first hatch. I do like
when they first hatch, you don't even have to do anything. Sometimes the males will just stick them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just pop out, you know.
I'll do some more like confirmation sexes, and then before I ship it out, I'll sex it as well.
Yeah,
Usually.
yeah, me
But
too.
at least for the smaller ones. But adults, man, that's hard for me.
It is for me too, yeah.
Yeah. I'd be scared sometimes, like buying. I mean, I don't buy a whole bunch of stuff no more, like I used to, but like getting in adults, obviously trying to buy from like reputable people and stuff like that too. But I'm really kind of like at risk if I get like an adult because I can't sex a like fully grown adult as well as I can sex like a hatchling.
Sometimes I can, but if it's a male and I can't get them peens out unless I get, female, I don't know. Yeah, it's hit or miss for me on the adults. I need some hands-on. I mean, I've been doing this, like I said, 9 years, but I just need to have someone like Billy or somebody that can do it with one hand. It's like, hey man, what am I doing here? That
He make it seem so easy. Like
yeah.
He's like, I don't dang.
Dale just said he's been trying to find a boa podcast and can't find any of them out there. Yeah, we'd be that's probably a good one to do. I mean, I wish I knew more about boas. I wouldn't mind doing that just to bring something new out there, but I'm not the guy for that.
I don't know enough about them to do the podcast. I mean, I guess you could do a podcast without knowing a ton about it. You just bring on people who do know more stuff about it, and you like let them talk, and you just gotta have a platform for it or whatever. But I don't know.
Well, you know what, Dale? Our podcast that we have is not really saying that it's strictly ball pythons. I mean, a lot of us have other species. We can always have a guest on that does boas, like Mike just said, and do something like that,
Gotta fill that gap. It's a need out there. The people are spoken.
Yeah.
Well, man, I know it's getting late, and we both gotta hit it pretty early in the morning. So I'm going to wrap it up. But is there anything that you want folks to know? Anything you want to like promote and stuff like that before we let you get out of here?
Reptile Nation, January 24th and 25th in Tampa, and then West Palm, February 14th weekend. I'm not sure if the 14th is Saturday or Sunday or whatever. It's Valentine's weekend, whatever that weekend is. So that, and then our podcast that we're going to do, just follow me on Instagram, and then I'll figure out how to do the, I've never done a live before, so I'm still kind of new at that. I'm not very tech savvy on that. So
it's relatively easy, bro. But
you say that, but you've been doing it for a while, Was it easy when you first did it?
Oh, I was nervous as hell the first time I did it, man.
I don't think I'll be nervous, man. It's just trying to get everything in right or whatever, so we did a couple together, all 5 of us, like where it wasn't live or anything, but as far as putting the thumbnail out in the future and all that, like how you could put, like, you're doing a show and you put like you did earlier, you put a thumbnail before the show, and I got to figure all that. It's probably simple. It's probably just me asking somebody real quick or whatever. I just haven't even gone that far.
Yeah, and any questions you got, man, feel free.
I'm not no leader. I'm not the leader. We're all equal on that. I just have the StreamYard on my laptop thing. So
yeah, for me, I was super nervous when I first started doing it. At the time, I think I had only been on like maybe 2 podcasts before that. Like I was on Gershon. You remember Gershon?
Oh yeah, I remember. I was on his. Yep, I remember him. Is he still around? I mean, I know he's still around, but is he? He's like not doing any snakes at all anymore, is he?
No, he's not doing snakes. I don't know if he's
a TikTok shop. Is where I see him.
Full of snakes. but he's not like breeding or nothing like that. Yeah, he do got the TikTok shop. That's
Yeah,
where
I've
I
been
seen him like most recently, like
yeah,
selling different stuff on the TikTok shop.
yep, like dildos and thing, yeah.
Whatever it takes, man. Gotta get that
Yeah,
paper.
yep, gotta make that wallet thick.
But yeah, I was nervous at first, but then I got through it. But the technical stuff, I was nervous about that too because I hadn't done it, and then you got to do it like live. So like my first show, I had Gershon on because he had been doing it for a hot minute, and so he was my first guest. He was the one who encouraged me to do stuff on YouTube,
I
and
think
so
he
that was one
encouraged
of
a
the
lot of
reasons I
people.
brought him on. He did, he really did, and like he was my backup plan. I was like, man, if stuff go wrong, man, I need you to jump in and save me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. If I don't know, man, if something goes wrong, it's not the end of the world. You know, he's like,
It's
hey, it didn't work out, whatever, you know. So I don't get
yeah,
nervous over things like that. I mean, I just like I said, I'm not super tech savvy, so that's why I was asking about the video thing. Maybe you can point me in the right direction to, get an opening video and all that kind of stuff, So
for sure,
but
for sure.
but yeah,
All
that's
right,
the only
bro.
thing.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about
down.
you?
I'm
You have
down.
any
Hit me up.
announcements? You got anything you want to talk about in the future or what? What's going on? What about you?
Uh, announcements? Not really. I mean, I said like some of my stuff at the beginning, like updating Morph Market, kind of like all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Talking about like where we're at with the season, like we just in pairing and feed and getting ready for the season mode is where we at right now.
Yeah.
Like
Plus,
no major announcements. Everything on the network and whatnot is about to get back going. After the holiday break and whatnot. So Conjure Corner, like that's about to get going up again. Double Clutch about to get going up again. This is the first Clutch Conversations for the year. So all that kind of good stuff is going, but no major announcements or whatnot.
okay. All right. Well, everything's
But yeah,
good
man,
then.
I'm down to come on the show, man. Y'all just let me know. Hit me up with a date.
Yeah, I will. Are you gonna hit the Tampa show? The
I don't know. I don't know.
Reptilian Nation?
I don't
The
know.
How about the Orlando
I
Repticon
would
or the
like to come to it because it's been what 2 years since I've been to a Florida show outside of Daytona.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
check them out, man.
it's
Do the
way
hangout.
overdue, long overdue. I was supposed to come to Orlando Repticon in December, but I
Mhm.
had some stuff come up, and so I couldn't make it to Orlando Repticon. But yeah, I definitely want to get back to a Florida show because it's been a hot minute, man. But it's cool to hang out, man, and go into dinner and stuff like that afterwards. Like all that stuff, super cool. So I definitely got to get back out there.
Dale said, "Let's get you on the first show."
Yeah.
Hey, I'm good. I'm good with that. We can do that, and we can talk to Richard Albano, for the boas on the next one or something. So as like I was saying, what did he say? Orlando sounds like it would be a good show to check out. Yeah, it's not bad. Orlando and the Tampa, as far as Repticons, are probably the top best Repticons.
Best two, for sure.
Yeah, not only in Florida, but probably. I mean, Repticon has bad. I've heard a lot of bad things in other states. I don't know. I'm only just regurging what I've heard other people say, but as far as the Tampa and Orlando Repticons, I think they're pretty good. So
Yeah, those definitely the best two that I've been to. I've been to the Jacksonville too. It's okay, but it's nothing like the Orlando and Tampa Replicon, in my
I think
opinion.
is that the one that was in a ice skating ring, or is that a different one? The
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
that's the one, Jackson one.
I was there. I think that's the one I went to 6 years ago, 7 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah,
It
we
was kind
went.
of weird. Yeah, it's
It's
been a
been a
long
hot
time.
minute, and I don't even know if they still have it because I to be honest, I hadn't really heard nobody talking about it. But we went to when we first got in. This was like 2020, 2021 ish time. Like I know
Mhm.
for sure we won in 2020, but I'm pretty sure we went back to another one in 2021, maybe even 2022. I can't remember exactly. But like I said, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. I've definitely been to worse.
Yeah.
The game.
Well,
field was
here's a thing right here that'll tell you something. There's a waiting list for Repticon Tampa and Orlando. That's the only two that I think there's a waiting list for as far as Repticons in Florida. The other ones, anybody can just walk in and get tables. So that tells you something right there. So.
Yeah, and they do like in Gainesville, or at least they used to do this one called like Rep the Day. So it's Repticon people, but it's not like Saturday, Sunday. It's just
one
Saturday.
day.
Yeah, that one wasn't that good at all.
No, yeah, I wouldn't imagine. Yeah, I don't know. There's some people that like the 1 days that are in other states that I know they love it because it's only 1 day of their weekend they're wasting, or not wasting, but working or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like doing shows. I think it's fun, even though it's work and stuff like that. And you're beat after the end of the weekend, but I just like doing them. They're fun, hanging out, talking to people and everything. So I love it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts.
You can walk the Jacksonville show in 30 minutes. Yeah. I remember when I was there, if it's the ice skating one, I think that's unless there's another ice skating ring one, but I remember I was one, maybe not ice skating, maybe roller skating, but one of them I was in, and I don't know, it was just really weird and small, so it might have been the Jacksonville. It's been years since I've been there though. So
yeah, nothing to write home about for sure.
Right.
All right, bro. Well, we're gonna get out of here for tonight, man. I appreciate everybody sliding through in the live chat tonight, man. Big shout out to y'all, man. Big shout out to the replay game, man. Leave us a comment, let us know you were here, man. Looking forward to 2026, man. It's gonna be a dope year. Again, happy new year to everybody. Appreciate y'all coming out. But that's gonna do it for tonight for Clutch Conversations. I'm Mike. It's the homie Jeremy, Boggs Exotic Reptiles. The lovely lady behind the scenes is Takara. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
See ya.
Yeah.